Welcome to the Nerdiverse. Go ahead, sit and listen to the masters, the old heads, talk about what you love the most. Video games, comics, movies, and everything you need to maintain your week. Got the knowledge that's straight out the ether. Gonna need a drink and have to take a seat to expand your mind and listen to the speaker. Mike and the squad's gonna give you what you need. Please send in a question, come and get some answers, learn a couple lessons from the masters with the special guests. We got the green lanterns glowing on their chest. Yes, please sit back and relax, cause we're gonna hit you with them stone cold facts. And allow me to be the very first to welcome you to the masters of the Nerdiverse. Welcome to Masters of the Nerdiverse podcast, where we always have such sights to show you. This lone wanderer of a podcast can be found on iTunes, Stitcher, Spreaker, SoundCloud, YouTube, iHeartRadio, and Google Play. I'm, of course, your host, Mike G. And the police sirens you may hear in the background is them boys looking for me.
Colors.
I was thinking, because I'm a cowboy.
Somebody give me an ambulance!
On a steel horse I ride.
No, I go,
nothing
everything,
about that.
All roads lead back to the movie Colors.
All roads.
Yes.
You're watching
Somebody
Barney.
give me an ambulance!
If you're watching Pee-wee's Big Adventure, eventually it'll lead to Colors.
Mm-hmm.
Colors.
Because Sean Penn was in both.
Are you going to try to has 6 degrees to Colors, John?
Yeah.
Everyone
6
has 6
degrees to Sean Penn.
Sean Penn.
Trick
dude.
question. All roads lead to cocaine.
Wow. You're not wrong, especially in America.
Oh, by the way, I'm Trash Monk the Third. That's Trash Monk I. That's Trash Monk. I'm coming at you from the trash bunker with my trash coffee, with my not so trash mic.
I'm kind of trash.
My microphone, microphone.
Okay,
but nice self-esteeming out there. But
yeah, I dwell in pain. You guys have no idea.
I am fired up, Governor. That's an interesting choice of words for the kind of day I had. Why are you fired up? Let's see here. I watched Marvel Infinity Wars.
Talk to me about it.
So I told myself I was never going to see it. Yep. But then I was listening to a podcast that told me like 2 months from now, the sequel is going to be here.
Yep, a month from now.
Yeah. And I'm like, okay, maybe I want to listen to it or like watch it. So I'm working on editing a script I sent to Mike last night at around 12 or something. Yeah. Enjoy that.
Solid.
And then, and I was watching it, and it actually, I do have some areas that I would want to address from it, but for the scale of what they are trying to do, it was a very great achievement. For instance, it's an issue with adventure, but I think we can put the Marvel superhero category in the bigger scale adventure category. Or like, if you remember the books Wheel of Time, the group is together and then they split off, and then each chapter is like a different section of the group doing something. Right. In the movie, it can kind of get it's like several groups doing different things, and each one could be a movie by itself.
Yeah.
That idea, but they're trying to fit it all into one. So there's not one time in the movie that I felt like it was slowed down, for instance. In fact, I thought the beginning was way too quick, but I think that what they're trying, maybe if I watched what the preceding movie was that started off the explosion and everything with Thanos on that ship, that would make sense. But I'm trying to go at it like I haven't watched any of the Marvel movies. I want to go and watch this. It's been a while since I think half of I watched all of Black Panther and half of Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 1. Those were the two recent ones I've watched.
Yeah, man.
And I enjoyed it. Like I said, it was super fast paced, a lot of different characters, didn't quite know entirely what was going on, so I kept Wikipediaing stuff. I liked how they included Red Skull in it.
Yeah.
And that makes me think that they are alluding to Red Skull stuff in the future.
I hope so.
Yeah, that would blow my mind. But it makes it sound like they're putting a conclusion to all the storylines in Endgame.
Yeah, it's pretty much they've went to note that this is the closing chapter, the final film of their 10-year adventure. They're dubbing it the Infinity Saga.
Right.
From Incredible Hulk to Iron Man all the way down the line to Endgame is just one big story, and it's ending in Endgame. Yeah, man.
Now there were bits that I thought were like, wow, this is cool. And they were like the fight scenes where when Thor comes in, the feeling was not the same feeling, but it was close to the feeling that I got when I was little watching Return of the King, where like you think it's all over, but then here comes Aragorn with the ghost army, if you remember that scene.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah,
that he's like,
yeah, get him, that sort of thing. And there's a feeling that you get from that, and I didn't get it quite as much as I did for that movie, but it still got me there. And I kind of like they kind of laughed it on the Spider-Man deteriorating or like vanishing a little too much, and that made me go like kind of tear up a little bit.
Yeah, man.
I don't want to go.
Yeah.
Like wimp.
Oh man, it's like the movie. These kind of movies never emphasize that it's actually a child. You know, like
that is true.
Like these movies, like if your main character, superhero or no, is a child, they act uncharacteristically adult for most mainstream films. They have snappy one-liners. They get up when they fall down, and they don't act like children. But what Marvel does with Spider-Man is every once in a while they remind you that he's actually like 15. And he's like, geez, like man,
like all those TikTok references and Snapchat. Yeah,
I hate TikTok. But I'm happy you enjoyed it. I'm happy you enjoyed it in a white room. You know what I mean? You were able to just enjoy the film based upon its directorial merit, and not knowing the unsurmountable background that is required to watch a movie like that.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
And I followed it right up with more episodes of Boston Legal. I am on season 3, episode 2, and they have made strides with how far they're going to go with some sexual innuendos. No. And, okay. And, what was it? They're making references of the show in the episode. For instance, they'll say, "Well, aren't you gonna kiss me?" And someone will go like, "It's not even sweeps week yet," or something like that. And I'm
so
like,
they were getting meta. Yeah,
yes.
They were getting meta.
Yes.
Okay.
This stupid show is trying to act like it's all full. It's so full of itself. And I love it every minute. I can't stop watching it.
It insists upon itself.
Yes.
Good times.
So check it out. All the episodes free on Amazon Prime Video.
Do it.
How was your week, though?
My week was interesting. I was supposed to see Us, but I couldn't catch it because life happened, and I just wasn't able to get to a theater. But other than that, I was able to watch this Netflix series called Love, Death, and Robots. Actually, I was able to catch all 18 episodes of that over the weekend.
Those are like mini movies, right? Or
yeah, they're all movies. They're all animation shorts for the most part. There's one live action. By the way,
that should be a shirt right there. Those are mini videos, right?
Those are mini videos, miniature films. Yeah, they're all about 10, 15 minutes long, and their mileage may vary. You know what I mean? Like they're all done by different directors. It's an anthology kind of thing. And it reminds me a lot of like Liquid Television, MTV Liquid Television. If you don't know what that is, look it up. It was in the early 90s. and it's one of my
Yeah, I
favorite
wasn't
science
born yet.
fiction anthologies. Nah, most weren't who are listening to this, but it was just like science fiction, like it reminded me like the same spirit of Eon Flux. Do you know Eon Flux by any chance?
Oh yeah, with Kate Beckinsale or whatever.
No, there was a movie by Charlize Theron,
Right.
with Charlize Theron,
Yeah.
but it originally started as a animation on MTV called, and it was originally shown on Liquid Television.
Oh.
So it was like a lot of neo kind of. It really fluctuates between extremely photorealistic to where it's like PS5 level graphics, where it's all kind of like Final Fantasy, the Spirits Within kind of level of how we want to make photorealism.
Now, if I'm being honest, I don't like it when they mix animations like that myself.
It's only, and for me, if this was a continuing story, I would totally feel that. Like, why are you mixing up the animation for this continuing arc? But it's all completely different stories. It's like watching animation of Twilight Zone. You know, none of the episodes link. But it's not for children. It's not for children. AKA, don't let your kids watch it. Just because
don't let your kids be watching Love and Robots.
Love and Robots, because there seemed to be like a contractual obligation for each episode that it has to require two things: a scientific bend and full frontal nudity. Like full frontal, like not playing. And I was like, okay, that just seemed
women full frontal nudity or guy frontal nudity?
Both.
Gross. Next. No, I'm just kidding.
Handle it. You got to deal with it, man. Got to watch them all. But yeah, just give you a heads up. Those who are listening with parents,
just relax over there.
Relax, please. But yeah, some of them are great. Some of them are very smart. Some of them inspired me to just draw and do some writing, and some are just not that great. There's one about yogurt taking over the world and then leaving the world that just wasn't great. That had full frontal for no reason. A skit about yogurt. I was like, why?
Was the yogurt nude?
The yogurt was nude. It wasn't even like flavored. It was just white yogurt. Garbage. But
garbage.
But the show itself is pretty cool. I would give it a B+, just because out of 18, like 3 or 4 were stinkers, in my opinion. But all the other ones are pretty sound. It wasn't all photorealism. Some was hand-drawn animation. Some was claymation. Some was state-of-the-art CG tech. It was all over the place. Just very creative and very sexual. Just so you know. Just giving you a heads up. Nothing wrong with that, but that's what's in it.
Sexual healing.
Sexual seduction. Other than that, I've still been fiddling with my Switch. So I've been playing a lot more. I find myself playing Tetris more than anything. Tetris 100 is so much fun.
$400 or so to
on a free game. On a free game. On an absolutely free game.
Mike gets the award of Nerd of the Week for that.
But you can't play it anywhere else but the Switch. What am I supposed to do?
But there's like so many versions of Tetris that you can play.
No, but Tetris 100 is special. Here's the thing. Like, I play Tetris first before I play anything else. It's kind of like a mental warm-up. You know, like, all right, I want to play Rocket League, but first I'm going to get a couple of rounds in on Tetris 100 to see how I rank.
Interesting.
So I'll when I boot it up, I'm like, okay, let's play like 3-4 rounds of Tetris, kind of get my hands and my eyes going, and then I'm going to boot up Zelda, and then I'm going to boot up Rocket League. But Tetris is just so natural and so much fun. Like, I got 4th place out of 100. It's the best I've gotten so far on Tetris 100. So I'm just having fun with that, and got to put in a lot of time into Rocket League. Which is, I have thoughts about, because I did pay money for that, like $20 for that game.
And what are your thoughts? Let's hear it.
I think the game, overall, it's sound, but it's easy to run around and be an idiot, but it's hard to actually execute anything in the game, because for some reason there's a mental disconnect between my car and the ball. Like, I'm aiming for the ball. I aim for the ball. I boost towards the ball, and I just have the hardest time hitting it. And it's a lot of get good in that. It's a lot of get good in that. But but like any other kind of multiplayer game, there are times when you play the game and you're playing with people on your same level and you're all just running around like chickens with your heads cut off and everyone's having a good time. Oh, I scored. You scored one time. And the score ended up being 1-0. You know, like
Right.
we're all just learning. Then you come across the killers who are like color coordinated teams of people who play this game religiously. And they got one dude who's the goalie, one dude who's the striker, and one guy who just sits in the middle and waits for the ball to kind of come his way and then hits it into the goal. Like strategically balanced super players. In the last game I played, we got 8-0'd by a super team that came in and just ran up the score on us. And I was like, oh, I see how this goes now. Like, there is no real balance between skill sets. It's just like we just happened to catch the Eastern European Rocket League esports team on this random go. I just was like, okay. Jumped in another game. I got 2 scores. I got the little player of the game trophy, and I was like, yay! Amongst all these idiots who don't know how to play, amongst myself, I was the best in that moment. But I kind of feel a certain way about how the game treats aesthetics, because I kind of don't know how they work yet, because different bodies and different wheels and different like smoke trails, like does that affect the weight? Does that affect your gameplay?
The only thing that will affect, the only out of those things you listed would be which car you use. For instance, I think it's the Merc has a big hitbox. That's the minivan sort of thing. So of course it's going to have a hitbox.
Yeah.
But it's the Octane, I believe, or the Twinzer, which is the import body of the Octane. It has the nice balance between hitbox as well as maneuverability, because like I started off with I played with the Dominus, I believe, and that's kind of like a big paddle that you're flying around in. But you'll notice that a lot of the pro league will only play with the Octane because it's the good balance, or the Twinzer. I play with the Twinzer myself. But besides that, none of the other things you can attach to your car will change anything. Like I like to fly the North Korean flag with some other things attached to it, and
So my car is the orange Samus, like Nintendo Switch version of Samus Orion's Metroid chip with a Luigi hat on top. That's as far as I got.
Right on.
So I'm the big Nintendo dork who has the speedy car that can't hit anything. And sometimes it gets so frustrating because I'm like, I'm aiming for the car. I'm gonna drift and I'm gonna hit the ball with the back of my car, my driver's side rear wheel, and it just totally whiffs it. And I'm like, nice. Like you could have scored there. I just miscalculated speed versus distance.
Well, that takes time. It's definitely gonna work later. You'll definitely notice the changes. Like I have my roommate, he's playing it now, and he's been playing about a month and a half, and he's already he's still missing the ball sometimes. Like there'll be an instance where the ball hits the ground, and he goes to hit it, and he just misses it because it bounces again. And that's just you have to work on timing, and that's like hitting the ball thousands of times, and eventually you'll get to aerial shots, and it's all about angles right now, and really learning how to communicate with your team, or just being aware of where they are. Because the worst feeling the worst thing that you could do right now is to not rotate with your other team. Where if you see your 2 teammates or your 1 teammate up in the front, you should be heading back to be defense, play a supportive role. But
we're not doing like. Yeah, us super nerds, we're not doing any of that. We're just running around like crazy trying to hit the ball. Right. We're not organized or anything. And because I play with pubs, it's like never going to be that. You know what I mean? So,
we'll have to play together sometime.
Yeah, because I mostly play with PlayStation guys. Like that's where I find most of the people who connect are all PlayStation guys. which is kind of crazy.
Well, does it say PlayStation and does it say PSY Net?
It says PSY Net.
So that's not. So I just found out that's not just PlayStation. That is PSY Net is Psyonix Net.
Oh, so what is that? What exactly is
PlayStation as well as Xbox and Switch all together.
So you don't know. So you're just like in with a bunch of people.
Right. I believe the only people that you'll like for me for PC, the only people who I'll see their like Steam tag or like Steam image, and that's how I know that they're on computer. But if they're on anything else, it will come up as PSY Net.
Wow, that's crazy.
Yeah. So we can actually play together. I just need to know what your gamer tag is in the game, and then we can cross party. Like that's actually something we can do after this recording to see if it works.
Yeah, I'll boot that up, and we'll run some tests. After the podcast's over.
Then we can stream that, or sorry, I guess we can.
We can. We have to stream it from your end because my internet sucks.
Well, my internet's terrible too.
Well, and we're the terrible Tuesday.
That's why we're doing podcast. Okay.
Oh, those who can't do podcasts. That should be a T-shirt.
Yeah.
Oh man,
are you ready for the news?
What's news? We got a lot.
Don't touch that dial. You're listening to Masters of the Nerdiverse, the news. Rip the knob off.
Whoa, that's too intense for this podcast. I need that to be more PG-13 and less NC-17, my man.
Okay, you're listening to 93.5 KFOX. We got some great music coming for you. We got Leonard Skinner and Def Leppard, but here's the news by Masters of the Nerdiverse. Is that good?
Yeehaw! I'll take it.
Yeehaw!
I don't know about that Leonard Skinner though, dog.
What? You don't sing Sweet Home Alabama?
I don't know about that Skinner. No, you know I'm thinking about freaking dang it, what's his name? He was super
Kendrick
racist.
Lamar.
Yeah, Kendrick Lamar.
Are you thinking of Ted Nugent?
Yeah, I was thinking about Nugent, right?
Yeah. Wango tango. Yeah. I'm married a 15-year-old. Bango tango.
Bango tango. That's kind of that may be the name of the
podcast. I love White Buffalo. That song he does. Have you given on? We're doing the news now.
Oh man, I don't even know how to segue from that, dog. There's no segue.
It's a free for all.
We're going in. Speaking of free for alls, jeez Louise. Oh yeah. So everyone knows at this point that the whole Disney Fox acquisition is officially official. This is official as it can be.
We
done.
Can confirm that it is official by tomorrow morning. It's official, 100%. We are sure, kind of. Man, James Gunn is back.
James Gunn is back. They jumped the gun, and now Fox owns the Earth, which is both awesome and terrifying at the same time. But what caught me interesting is that on Disney's homepage, like the day after the acquisition went public, that they just updated their banner and added all of the stuff they just acquisitioned, like The Simpsons and Alien. Like it's all on their banner now, like immediately after. And I'm like, guys, chill, dog. They're not messing around, dude. Like Deadpool's on there. Like the X-Men aren't on there, but Deadpool is. That says a lot.
Like how exciting is it going to be? It would be hard to do it for in-game, but it's like the whole team is like whoever's fighting Thanos at the current time, they're all down and out, and then out comes like one of the minions like, you're finished, you're not worthy for Thanos, and then out comes he gets stabbed by Wolverine blades, and he gets chopped in half.
Winner. I'm without hyperbole. If that happens, I'm literally going to shit my pants. Though. Like, I'm going to be a grown ass man with poop in his pants in the theater.
LA Riots Part 2.
Yeah,
Okay.
I'm gonna literally lose my mind and just be like, it's okay to poop right here. I'm in the
Yes.
theaters. It could like Wolverine is on screen. They've hit this the whole time.
Well, this is how
You
they
just stab
announce
Thanos.
this is how they reveal what the new Wolverine looks like.
Yeah, the actor and
Yes.
everything is all set. I would literally crap my pants in the theater and just sit there and refuse to leave.
Right.
I would just be there and no one can get me out until the movie's over. I don't care if everyone around me moves because of the smell. I'm just sitting there with my popcorn and my large Fanta with my crap watching Wolverine on screen jacking up Thanos with Captain doing Iron Man Wolverine combos
Unfortunately,
and losing my mind.
Unfortunately, if they
not gonna happen.
were going to add the X-Men, it would not be a Wolverine that they start off with because they know that how much they can bank on that. What's going to happen is when again the team's going to be down and out, you think they're defeated, and then one of the minions of like, you cannot stop Thanos, and he's about to stab him with a spear, but he can't. He feels like the spear. He can't move the spear. And he's like, what is this? And then you turn around and it's a Professor X in a wheelchair. Oh no, it will be Magneto holding it, and then Professor X is like, wait up, guys.
I'm in my wheelchair, guys. Slow down.
Yeah.
Nah, man. That's not going to happen, unfortunately. I think there's going to be some small inkling of a teaser of mutants, just the idea of mutants in general.
That could be like I think like the after credit scenes.
Yeah, like, okay.
I've heard of this academy that we need to go to, a school for the gifted.
Yeah. Like they win, they come back to Earth and they find proof of the first mutant in the wild, like the first mutants in like New York or something.
Yes.
What are mutants? Like it's on a newspaper or something like that.
Almost the fox but you're not returned home.
Yeah, it's like you're not going to get like Beast and Jubilee doing cartwheels fighting Thanos in like some alternate pocket dimension. Like that's too fantastical, dog. That's not happening. But I'm super hyped. We're going to be talking more about the X-Men later, but Disney has no chill, man. They're just like, guess what, guys? We got them. Marge is a Disney princess now. Doesn't matter. We're in there. Like, guys.
That's disgusting.
I need you to be a little bit more chilly.
Marge is the princess,
Have you heard that theory that Marge is actually like black? In like Marge, Homer and Marge have mixed children?
That's the dumbest thing I've ever heard.
Have you heard that theory?
No.
And that's why her sisters don't like Homer because they're low-key like why'd you have to marry a white guy?
There's black people in the universe. Simpsons universe.
Like anyone who has blue. Apparently, the thing is like anyone who has blue hair is like either mixed or African American in the Simpsons world. But then there's Dr. Hibbert. So how does that make sense?
There's some weird racism going on, or like some weird stereotyping of like Marge has an afro, therefore she's black, or something like that.
Yeah, that was their whole thing. That was their whole theory. Like, look, Marge got kinky hair. No one else in the Simpsons has hair like that. Everyone else in the Simpsons have hair like that.
You stay away from me, Jewish people. Only black people have this type of hair. Wait, okay, don't take that out of the soundbite, folks. Please don't take that out of the soundbite.
Well, I talked right over you, so then it's not a clean pull.
Okay.
I just saved your life right now. Okay. Speaking of things that give life, have you heard about this high school doing a play of aliens?
Yes, I like that idea. I heard that they might be going on tour.
It's super cool, isn't it? Like, isn't it the coolest idea? Like, I would have killed to even be on the production team of that high school play.
You can play the alien that shoots out.
Yeah, man. I want to just work on the set and do like the smoke and design the alien, like the xenomorph egg and stuff, man. And did you see video of it? Like, there's like there's like this footage out there where you can actually see the play going on, mm-hmm. And like you see the scene where John Hurt's character gets hit by the facehugger for the first time. And it's literally like some hand that comes from under the set and like just smacks the kid in the face, but the hand has like a facehugger glove on it. It's the cutest thing ever. It's so dope. I'm so hyped for those kids, man. That's super cool. Like my school would have never allowed that, like, because they were just way too strict. Mm-hmm. But that's brilliant. And, it's not. I wish, hopefully there's more stuff like that where kids could do like creative plays, you know what I mean, on stuff like that, Oh, man. One thing I hate about the rain, we get a lot of mosquitoes biting me up. But yeah, just wanted to talk about that and give that news a little bit of love, because I love creativity and I love these kids who just like really went all out. If you saw like any kind of shots from it, you could tell they put a lot of heart and soul into it. Speaking of things that lack either heart nor soul, there's a trailer out there for the new Dora-the-Explorer movie that might as well just be Tomb Raider.
No, stop. Don't. Just might as well be Tomb Raider, huh?
Might as well be Tomb Raider, man. Did I trigger you, though? Did I trigger you?
Yeah,
am I lying, though?
You kind of are, because I don't. There's a big. I don't remember. Like, I haven't seen the trailer, but is there a talking monkey still in this Dora movie, or are they doing hyper realistic?
No, it's a weird, uncanny valley monkey that's still blue.
Yeah, but
it looks like a real monkey. But I didn't see it talk. I don't think it talked. It just went monkey noise and it ran away or something like that.
Well, I don't know. I just don't want to attach Tomb Raider to Dora the Explorer, because that's gonna that stains one of them, and it stains Tomb Raider.
It stains. There's a scene in the trailer where like 17-year-old Dora jumps over a giant a giant like hole in the floor in a hidden temple, dog, a la Tomb Raider. She makes the leap, and I'm like, okay, why? Isn't Dora supposed to be like 5 years old or something like that?
No. Interesting that you said 17. Definitely. So she's definitely supposed to be under 18. Maybe
like the cartoon character Dora is supposed to be like 5 years old, right?
Yeah, but that raises so many other questions, though. Like, why is there a 5-year-old just running around town? Or is it like a Jacob?
Isn't it a more interesting?
Or is it a Jacob Ladder scenario where she's just dreaming it all and she's been in a coma?
The Ash Ketchum. Yeah. Did she get Ash Ketchum, where she's like everyone in her mind is like doctors and like people visiting her?
Yeah.
But I'm like, isn't that a more interesting story about like this 5, 6, 7, even 7 or 8-year-old kid running around having adventures versus this teenager with a job?
Yeah,
and like taking her driving lessons.
They went like, we can't have a 5-year-old because parents are going to complain when their kids try to do this, and then they get
God forbid your kid go outside and like try to take some kind of appreciation of their surroundings.
Don't have any children. What about the children?
Right.
Mike,
will someone please think of the children?
My child's an idiot. He's an idiot. He can't survive out there. He's an idiot.
They're real angry. They're real angry and proud about it at the same time. My kid's stupid, okay? He can't survive. It's great.
I raised a fine idiot. All right. He eats potatoes raw.
My kid's an idiot. He can't cook a top ramen. He's 17 years old. That's stupid. Okay, moving on from Dora, because that just hurts my heart. Moving on. Long story short, it shouldn't be called Dora the Explorer. Speaking of things that are kind of disappointing, apparently last week we found out that Arrow was being canceled after like 8 seasons. Also, Supernatural is ending after 15 seasons. They're giving up the monster demon.
Yeah, that's I mean, look, guys, I have if you go back to my early days on the show, I said some pretty mean things about the CW, about their trash.
Yep.
People's dumb kids watch it, and it's a money hole where people are spending thousands of dollars thousands of dollars, which is like a big budget for CW, to make these
Wow,
shows.
Shots
Yeah,
fired.
it's like the same thing with Amazon Prime. Like, there's millions of dollars being put into these shows that no one's watching. But I have to take it back. CW does have an audience that is, quote unquote, decent, that watches these shows. And, you know, I've been watching Supernatural. There's some good episodes, I have to say.
Yeah.
I said they were decent to the person I was reviewing them to. And I
watched a lot of I watched a lot of Supernatural back in the day. I watched all the way up until Castiel lost his angel powers.
Spoiler alert!
That season was like 10 years ago. Like, that show's been on forever. I don't care. Come at me. That one.
Dare you? I just said what? I'm watching it. Did you go?
So you're totally like not even watching it, dude.
Just because I'm doing things in the background while the episodes are running.
No, man, you're at the house watching you're watching Boston Legal for the 15th time in a row. You're not worried about CW. You're not worried about the CW and Supernatural.
That's true. It's all trash still, but I will. I'm still watching it. It's something good, and it's like if X-Files had shotguns and people doing each other every other episode.
Wow. No, it's X-Files if they just stop giving a care about the science and science.
So it's X-Files. Wait, folks. Okay.
Dude, Winter is calling. He's pointing to the stands and taking his shots.
Yeah.
I can't control him. I can't control him, dog. He's too strong, dude. Oh man, we got to pump through these news articles. Idris Elba is in talks to do a Mouse Guard movie. That's super interesting and cool for those who know what Mouse Guard is.
He should be working on Luther, though.
I don't care. If he does like voiceover work for a Mouse Guard where little mice with capes and swords fight owls and shit.
Can you give me your best Idris Elba voice?
I can't. I have a horrible British accent, dude. I can't do it.
I feel like I can, but I don't want to.
Then that's a weird flex, dog. Like I don't know what to tell you. Like we're canceling the apocalypse. That's all I can do, dog. That's all I got. I can't do an album. I don't have an album in the pocket.
Yeah, I feel like mine would just turn into Jason Statham.
Yeah, it gets real Australian real fast. The longer I try to do a British accent.
Just give the audience a little taste, just because I want to hear it.
I just did. That's all I got. That's all I got, dude. I was like, Jesus, we are canceling the apocalypse. That's all I got from Pacific Rim, dude.
Banging two coconuts together.
Whoa, you sound like Ricky Gervais.
Yeah, I'm Ricky Gervais. Yeah.
Now you sound like Carl Pilkington.
I'm just gonna go through the whole list.
Yeah, just go through the whole list. I'll do it. What you got?
That's all I got.
Pansy, that's monkey news. That's all I got too.
Yeah. So I was reading the news today, and there's these flies in Africa.
Saw a giraffe. Yeah. The giraffe had a bowl in his pocket.
Here's my Ricky Gervais.
Grab that pocket.
Yeah. You're reading.
You're reading.
What a jerk. Okay.
What a jerk. Okay, Winter. Yeah. I'm going to give you two. We have about 20 minutes left in this episode, right?
I feel like we've only done it for 5 minutes.
I know, right? That's the love of podcast. I'll give you two options. Would you rather read the rest of the news or talk about how awesome the Mighty Boosh is for the rest of the episode?
Talk about what?
Okay. We can finish the rest of the news for the next 20 minutes to 25 minutes. Or we could take this time to talk about how awesome the Mighty Boosh is.
Oh, we can talk about the Mighty Boosh.
Yeah, it's up to you.
Yeah.
We could proceed if you like. Or we could talk about Old Greg and all those cool cats.
We can talk about them. I can talk about them off the top of my head.
Okay. No, we're just gonna do the news. Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it.
Did you
I would
hear
rather
me?
that. I'd rather that. I'd rather that be a show where we just talk about like.
Don't give me the option.
No. You see how that worked? You see how you were bamboozled, Doug? That's rude. You know that's rude. Okay, I gave you the option. You chose. So I'm turning off my phone that has all my news in it.
Let's do your
No.
news, your little news.
No. The rest of this is Mighty Boosh cast. So if you don't know what the Mighty Boosh is, it's not that easy to find anymore. I was introduced to the Mighty Boosh by Adult Swim. That's how I kind of found out who these cats were. Like the Mighty Boosh. What is it? Darth Marenghi's Dark Place. Those kind of shows. Those weird like alternative BBC kind of like sci-fi comedies that were hot during like the 2010s, like 2012. And I just super fell in love with how weird the Mighty Boosh was. And I fell into a big hole with them. Like I watched all their episodes multiple times in a row. And I just can't get enough of, especially and I find myself singing a lot of Mighty Boosh songs to myself that no one ever gets. You know what I mean? Like, what's your experience with the Mighty Boosh, man?
So I like the whole comedy quad or what comedy group behind it, particularly the guy. Well, before I go into my favorite guy, there's a lot of roads of comedy that go back to the Mighty Boosh, where it's like, what's a good one? A good example. I can't remember what it is, but there seems to be like a trend around Tim and Eric where they have sponsored different comedy shows, like Eric Andre's show, whatever John C. Reilly did. I forgot what his was, but it's under Absolutely Productions. No, wait, This is what I was trying to say. It's like the Ben Stiller show that has Bob Odenkirk, David Cross, Paul F. Tompkins. They're all starting point there, and then they grow out to do amazing different things. Now, the Mighty Boosh, you have the group, but then there's the side guy, the only American, Richard Fulcher, who went on with Matt Berry to create the Snuff Box. And then also Rich was a part of John Benjamin Has a Van. He's written books now, but then Matt Berry, who has also been a part of, he has his own show now called The Toast of London. Yeah. So it's like it's a long thread, and that's what I love. That's why I'm a history major. I'm just like unraveling like how this one show has these different entities that has spawned out of the comedy that was like that show.
It's a very heavy like Kids in the Hall kind of seed, you know, like some shows are seeds, like Freaks and Geeks was a seed for so many comedic avenues. You know what I mean? Like Flight of the Conchords was a seed for like so many careers. You know what I mean? Kind of like back in the day, things like this happened like within Living Color, that just spawned Jim Carrey. The Saturday Night Live, you know what I mean? Just spawned countless careers. The Mighty Boosh is the same way, but more for the UK equivalent. You know what I mean? Like the guy from the It Crowd came from the Mighty Boosh, I think. The black guy with the big curly hair. He usually plays the nerd. He has this cool accent, this cool voice. Yeah, man. The Mighty Boosh, I don't know. It hit me at a time in my life where I hated hip hop because of what it became. Yeah. And Mighty Boosh has this thing. What do they call it? Crimping. You know, what did they call it? Where they would just rap, but they would like do it like in a sing-songy English way. It was super cool.
You want to give us an example?
Okay, do I remember any off the top of my head? Okay. Only thing I remember is this weird song that goes, "Cheese is a kind of meat, a spicy yellow beef. I excrete it from my teeth, but you may be discreet."
No, I was wanting an example of the hip hop that you hated.
The hip hop during the time? Oh, I was just talking about the Mighty Boosh. This was during a time where No Limit started becoming a thing, like No Limit Soldiers, and
Yeah.
it just was. There was No Limit was really big in my high school, like ridiculously big, to where I couldn't escape it. Like me being like, I'm gonna listen to Wu-Tang in my corner while everyone's bumping, The Block is Hot over and over and over, and I'm like, I'm losing my mind. Okay, I'm just not gonna listen to hip hop anymore. But then I would turn on Adult Swim at 1:00 in the morning, and the Mighty Boosh is on with old Greg and his Bailey's, and in the moon, and future sailors,
Right.
electronic castaways, it's just something so different that it caught my imagination. I was like, these guys are kind of cool. I dig their brand of comedy.
It's like it's hard to describe because it's definitely
it's really hard to describe.
There's a duo. Like I'm trying to make comparisons here. Like if you think about Broken Lizard here in the States, a lot of their humor is based on let's include you into the group, and you are now a part of this humor. Now the Mighty Boosh is like it's funny to them, and it's like there's always that feeling of what budget do they have for this thing? Yeah,
none. It's $0, dude. That's what I love about it.
So they just went like ham bone, full on. That's Winter's term there, ham bone guys. Full on ham bone.
Yeah, copyright.
Yeah. Actually, I think that's an instrument, the ham bone. Yeah,
ham bone. Ham bone.
Yeah. Look that up, people. And I forgot what I was going to say.
No worries. I'm just going to talk about just, like you said, all the actors that came from this that did like a bunch of just crazy stuff. Like you were talking about Howard Moon and Julian Pratt or Michael Fielding.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Rich Fulcher, all these cats, you know what I mean?
Like I would definitely check out Snuffbox, guys. It was only for 2 seasons. It's very rough in some places, but it's meant to be a dark comedy. Like compared to the Mighty Boosh, this was like they're like, we're just going to go dark. And it's pretty much a sketch comedy that's kind of loosely tied together by the 2 characters being hangmen.
Right. Okay. Yeah. Okay. And also, if you have a chance, try to watch their Mighty Boosh live stage show on YouTube. That's the only place I've been able to find it. It's the Mighty Boosh live show, and it's so much fun.
Rich Fulcher spits in one of the guys' faces in the show.
Oh, Jesus. It's out of control, dude. Cool. Okay, that's all I wanted. I just needed to get the Mighty Boosh out of my system. I have no one else to talk to about it, so that's a good closer on that. And we can just jump right back into the news, apparently, because we have about 10 minutes. So just real quick, there was a new character was announced for Apex Legends, Octane. Are you still playing Apex by any chance?
Yes, I play Octane a lot. I like that character.
Have you? So I haven't touched him. I haven't touched that character yet. What's his gimmick? What's his deal? Like, what is he good at?
Octane, of course, that name derives speed, I would say. So his character, if his ability is that he injects his legs and he goes super fast, but when you inject that hurts that takes away some health. So you have to time it just right. You don't want to do it in the middle of a battle, really. But here's the thing: you regenerate health slowly when you're out of combat.
He has auto regen. Oh, that's cheap,
but then
dude.
It's broken, not as fast as you would like it, though. Let's not get carried away. But then his ability, though, if you hit both buttons down, it shoots out a jump pad. So he puts jump pads across the map, again making you go fast across the map.
Yeah. What's his passive?
His passive is the auto regen.
Yeah. Okay, that makes sense. Okay, so he's like he'd probably be good for flanking, for scouting areas, getting in and out of battle kind of stuff.
I like to do the people I mostly play with. They like to stay off in the distance shooting, and I'll put down my jump pad, and that'll make me jump behind them and then just rain bullets on them. I die a lot, or like I get down, but it distracts them enough, or it gets them out of their little cubby hole that my teammate will get the shot.
Would you prefer him over the robot?
Yeah, I don't play Pathfinder too much. I play Lifelink a lot, and normally I let someone else play Lifelink now because it's I don't like her ultimate as much, which is the calling care package. It's not useful past mid game.
Yeah, it's only useful like that's why you load her up with like adrenaline boosters or whatever they're called, and you let her drop that as quickly as possible so you can get some decent gear at the beginning of your match. Other than that, it's not that good. And it could be pretty decent in a firefight. You can drop it to use it for cover. Yeah. That's about it, you know. Cool. I need to jump back into Apex. I haven't really turned on my PlayStation in a while. Another news bit I really want to talk about is that Marvel convinced Epic writer Jonathan Hickman to do a new series based on the X-Men. And for us comic book nerds, that's big news because Hickman is one of the best new age writers in like a decade. Like this guy, he's
now,
up there.
Out there, could you explain what a new age writer is?
Yeah. Okay. So the very good question. In comic books, there's different stages.
It's for our audience.
No problem. That makes perfect sense because I don't want to throw out terminologies that may be alien to some or alienate other people. So
yeah, I know what it means.
Okay, shut up, Winner. I'm not dumb. I know what it means. It's for everybody else, not me. Just so that's done.
Yeah.
But no, it's like you know how comic books have the golden age and the bronze age and the new age of heroes. The same could be said for their artistic teams and their writers. You know, so the golden age would be more Stan Lee, Jack Kirby, Steve Ditko, Gail Kane, the guys, Schuster, and the guys who created Superman. Whereas Bronze Age would be more like Chris Claremont, I would say Frank Miller. You know what I mean? Like those epic super writers that just defined the generation of heroes. And recently, like Brian Michael Bendis would be considered a modern age super writer, where it's like this guy just. And some people don't like Bendis, some people hate Bendis. So, but Jonathan Hickman, he writes. You would like his writing, Winner, because this guy, the way he writes is very expansive. Like he thinks a billion steps in the future, and his stories constantly escalate in grandeur. Like he did a story called he wrote Secret Wars, which is pretty much a glorified Fantastic Four story, and it just keeps expanding and expanding and expanding to the point where like God version of Doctor Doom is like fighting XYZ. I'm not going to spoil it. But he also wrote good runs for the Avengers, which just went completely crazy. And he's just a very prolific writer. And he left Marvel after Secret Wars. He was like, I'm done. You know, I'm done with Marvel for a while. I wrote my perfect Fantastic Four story, and it is perfect. I love Secret Wars. It's so crazy. And they like, hey, we finally bought back the rights to X-Men. We're going to bring them back on the forefront. Hickman, will you write an ultra epic for the X-Men? And he's like, yeah, I'll do it. I'll figure it out. So we're going to get some super high level, crazy, Tengen, Toppo, Gurren Lagann levels of X-Men coming in the future. And I cannot wait. They're going to bring back the team proper and hopefully set them up to actually be relevant again in Marvel Comics, into the MCU. So I'm sure a lot of his ideas are what's going to be the future for the MCU, because Marvel kind of telegraphs their movie influences by their comics. That's usually how it goes. Mm-hmm. So just really excited for that. I love me some Hickman. And there's a sick art out there now. It's like a 40 character widespread by Mark Brooks. He's like one of my favorite comic book artists now. He has this crazy good like digital coloring style. It's super good. And lastly, really quick, what should we talk about lastly? I was going to talk about Neon Genesis Evangelion coming to Netflix.
That might be something I watch.
Never watched.
That might be something to watch, folks.
If you've never seen Neon Genesis, you owe it to yourself to check it out. It's one of the best animes ever made. But it's depressing as hell, so just mentally prepare yourself for that. And which is kind of a cruel joke to Mike G, who just bought a Switch. Apparently 2 new Switch models are coming out like in the next 2 months. Like a really beefed up version of one and a really stripped down version of one. So
yep, that's a good sign, folks.
I have the worst timing in the world.
That's a good sign.
Yeah, I have the worst timing in the world, but I'm happy with my Switch, so I don't care. As long as, you know. And also on Switch news, Cuphead is coming to the Switch, which makes me super happy because I've been wanting to play Cuphead. And it's this cool, like, it's a shmup, which is a shoot 'em up with this crazy 1930s kind of cartoon aesthetic to it. It's clean animation. Like if you've never seen Cuphead, watch a YouTube trailer for it. Right? It's all hand drawn by like one guy. Okay, and the music is all originally
let's
done.
Not get carried away.
Well, no, for real. Like one guy did it all. No, of course he had a team or whatever, but
Robert
it's from the machinations.
Both edits, directs, plays the music, and stars in, as well as marries and divorces.
And is the stunt double to his stunt double. He's the key grip.
He's the gaffer.
He's the DP.
As well as the lighter.
Yeah, he's the gaffer. And he's the executive producer. But no, check out Cuphead. I can't wait to buy it on the Switch to give myself one more thing. Hopefully they don't try to gouge us like, oh, Cuphead's $60 on the Switch. Like, get out of here.
Oh,
that's a $20, $30
definitely
game.
Do $40. I'm going to go out there and say $40.
Yeah, you're probably right.
But you get the DLC with it.
But you get that DLC though. Yeah. Garbage. What are you looking forward to, man?
Well, I want to watch some more Supernatural this weekend. You know, maybe watch some Boston Legal. I'm trying to get some work done on my guitar, one of my guitars, and see what goes on with that. I'm trying to avoid going to town specifically to get that guitar fixed. But
fair enough.
You know, play some Rocket League.
Yeah, man. Kind of similar stratagem. Definitely play some more Rocket League. Play some more Tetris. Definitely need to give a Legend of Zelda a bit more of my attention.
And I might put on some Old Spice in the morning. Old Spice brings the...
Old Spice. Yeah, do the commercial.
Old Spice brings all the ladies back home. I mean, brings all the ladies to the yard.
They're like, it's not better than yours.
It's Old Spice. Brought to you, it goes well with a smooth drag from Chesterfield cigarettes.
Wow. I was hoping you said Virginia Slims.
I'm not a woman.
Wow. Okay, on that note,
that's not a soundboard, guys. That's not a soundboard.
If you want more masochistic content on this podcast, please subscribe to our Patreon.
Didn't say menthols, folks. All right, we'll go.
What's wrong with a Newport, dog?
I could have said something else.
I know you could have. That's why I'm trying to clean you up, man. Jeez, I have to edit this thing and leave it in. I got to leave it in, dog. If you want more wacky stuff like this, you can always visit our website, which is mastersnerdiversecast.com. Yes, we are a podcast with a dedicated website because we care about your comfort overall. You can find all of our episodes on there. You can find links to our Twitter pages, all links to most of our podcast service providers, such as iTunes, Stitcher, and Spreaker, and Spotify. You can also leave likes on our Twitter page, which is @mnerdiverse, where I asked the silly question today, like, what do you prefer? He-Man without a cape or He-Man with a cape? I won't tell you my preference. You have to go in there and tell me yours. And that's at @mnerdiverse. And you can definitely comment on our content. Please comment and rate us on Apple Music, or Apple Podcasts, rather, on iTunes. We need more ratings on iTunes, please, so we can reach more people and grow our audience. And also, you can subscribe so you know exactly when our new content drops. Other than that, of course, been your host, Mike G.
And I've been your host, Winter, Trash Monk the Third.
And we will always ask you to take that one step beyond these. Beyond. 1, 2, 3, now
accept the challenge and prepare your aim. Post up, put your name in a frame. Get ready for some action in the villain's domain. You know you shouldn't dare the devil even once, 'cause you might slip in the trouble. Looking forward to renounce.